guys, it's Jacob again from Knife Review 6171, and today I've got a different kind of review, or a different kind of knife, rather. This is a cheaper knife than the last CRKT, or Cricket, that I reviewed last week. This knife runs for around $15 to $20 on Lowe's website. It's a Kobalt knife for utility. So it's Kobalt on the handle with the Kobalt K. The knife has a two-piece frame. It's blue metallic with the Kobalt logo on each side and a sort of honeycomb plating for half of it. It's bolted into the rest of the knife by two large bolts that connect on either side, like so. The knife is basically for construction and utility because it comes with a nice belt, a nice carrying pouch that can clip to your belt or anything else, so it's nice to carry around while you're on the job. But it is made for construction and jobs that take a little more beating, because this is a pretty durable knife, honestly. You can throw it around, toss it, do a lot to it, and it's only going to get scratched and scuffed just a little bit. The knife has three blades on it. They're all of different uses, but they're all made of the same 440 stainless steel, which is standard. So it's pretty nice. It's not the greatest, but it's standard. So you're getting what you normally would get out of a $20 to $30 knife, anything in that range. So it's not knockback great, but it does work, and it is a good knife for the price. Very good knife for the price of $15 to $20. The blue can get a little annoying. I would have rather had a more mute color, as I said that I liked. But you know, this is for construction. You're not really going to be worrying about that. It's not going to be an everyday carry knife, obviously, because it is very thick and it is very bulky. And it does not have a belt clip, so it's not going to be an everyday carry knife. So you're not going to worry about the way it looks or anything like that. But as I said earlier, or just a second ago, that this is a very bulky knife. See if I can measure how long it is. It's not extremely long. It is about my palm size. So it's not extremely long. Maybe about 4 or 5 inches long. Probably about 4. It is very thick, though. It's about a little less than an inch thick. And it's very bulky. It's not built very round at all. It's got a bunch of edges. There are smooth edges, but they are edges nonetheless, and it's not built to be carried in the pocket every day comfortably. Now you can do it, but it'd be sticking out, and it'd be unsightly, in my opinion. So let's go to the blades. Let's start out with the first one, which is a standard razor blade. To open, you just open like a standard knife, and it locks with a locking liner like a standard knife. This blade is a standard razor blade that can be taken out. All you have to do is push this down up here and slide the blade out. The blade is also a standard razor blade. Looks like a trapezoid. It comes with two to three, I'm pretty sure, other replacement blades. If this one gets dulled at all, you can take it out and you can put in a new one, which is nice. So to put it back in, you just press the button, slide it in all the way till it stops, and you just release. There's a little bit of wobble, but it's not enough that it's not going to cut things because it's wobbling too much. So it's nice to have a razor blade in here. If you're working construction or opening boxes or like in a warehouse job or something, you know, it's easy to quick flip out the knife, cut it open, and do what you need to. To retract the blade is standard as always. You push the locking liner back and fold it in like so. So the next blade we go to is in the middle, and it's a standard plain edge blade. Sticks out about 3 inches, probably 3 inches, making this about a 7-inch knife overall when this blade is open. It's in the middle, so it's got a nice solid feel. It's not wiggling around or anything. It's very solid. It is a standard silver 440 stainless steel, as I said, with the other, as is the other knife. It's got a nice plain edge that slopes up and slopes down. It's pretty thick, honestly, a pretty thick knife, but pretty thick blade. But it's not anything we haven't seen before. Um, so it's pretty standard. It'll cut things nice. It'll sharpen up pretty sharp. It's standard 440 steel. It's not much, not anything to go right home about. But that's the plain edge. Let's fold that, and we get to the last blade, which actually has a thumb knob on it, and it's the serrated blade. Serrated blade is the rightmost blade on this knife, and is completely serrated with the exception of the tanto edge that slopes up and gives the knife a uh, nice jagged finish. As I said earlier, I am a big fan of tanto knives, so this is a good-looking part of the knife, with the exception of the complete serration, because I'm not a fan of that. But the tanto does add to the effect and looks of this knife, which is really nice because I am a big fan of tanto blades. This is again 440 stainless steel, same material as the other ones. Has a complete serration, probably about a 2.5-inch blade. About when this blade is open, it's about a 6-inch knife, 6.5-inch knife, which is definitely good. It fits in your hand nice. You can cut things that you would need a serrated blade to saw through, like paracord or any sort of rope, stuff like that. It works great for that. And it also has a knob to open very easily. So let me show you. When you retract it, you just flip it out like that, which is nice. The other blade does not have that feature, but so it makes it a little bit hard to open, which is, I wish they would have put it on the other one, because it would have made it a lot easier to open, but I don't know if they couldn't because of the way they designed this, but, I don't know, but, so to, retract, it's just a standard line and lock. You retract and, like that. So the knife closed is very thick and very bulky, as I said earlier. It's good for construction. It fits well in the belt clip, and it doesn't sag much. It's fairly heavy, but it holds its own in the belt clip. It's pretty well made, pretty well balanced. There's not too much weight on one side, so it's when you hold it, it doesn't flop to another side. It's weighted pretty well. Um, uh, so it's pretty balanced. It's a nice knife. It's not the greatest, but hey, you paid $20 for it. What are you gonna expect? You're not gonna expect a lot, but you should expect this much. And honestly, this is one of the better knives for $20. I'm not trying to bash it or anything. It is a good knife, but it's not up there with the Twitch 2 and the M16 10KZ from Cricket and SOG. It's because those are dedicated knife companies and blades and stuff. Kobalt is a tool company, and they're not specialized in knives, but they do make a fairly good knife for a good price. So if you're a construction worker and you're out on the job and you need to go pick up a fairly nice knife, this is a good knife for you because it has all the blades you need to get your job done, and it works. It does pretty well at it. It's cheap. It's affordable. It's fairly well made. It'll last you a good time. It's an overall good knife. I'll give this knife a 3 out of 5 stars. Just not because it's a bad knife, but because it's not the greatest, and it'll serve you well, but it might not last as long as any other knife that you paid more for, and that it's made by a specialized knife company. So so yeah, be safe. Have a nice day. This has been our review of of a knife by Kobalt. Not really sure what the name is, but I think it's Kobalt Tri-Blade or something like that. But that's been our review of the Kobalt Tri-Blade. Thank you, have a nice day, and be safe.